You walk into a museum and you look at a painting, and sometimes perhaps you perform because you are expected to find something beautiful. But other times there's a genuine experience where you feel some kind of intensity in you when you're looking at something that you either find beautiful or you find frightening or you find disturbing. That kind of experience is something that the humanities help you make sense of.
What the humanities do is study what makes us human.
It's in a sense a bloodline, a texture of our culture that provides us greatness in our civilization.
The humanities matter because we matter. The humanities is about understanding what it means to be on this planet, to be together.
Even to ask the question, why does this matter, is to say, does life matter? I think we would all say the answer is yes.
It's their business to stir things up, to ask questions that others might not want to ask.
They help us learn how to think. Reading literature teaches us how to read. Looking at art teaches us how to look. I don't think these things do that automatically. One can't say books make you a better person. Mein Kampf was a book. They don't operate by themselves. But I think interrogated with some kind of teacher, one can come to understand much more about the human condition.
What the humanities do is think about and help develop our understanding of other people and the human past. That's sort of what life's about. Life isn't about eating and drinking and sleeping. It's about those moments when you get in touch with something significant.
Enrollments are falling in the humanities, in colleges and universities. Departments are being closed. Faculty lines aren't being replaced.
There's a questioning of the value of the humanities, often from an ideological standpoint.
We've allowed legislators, sometimes media, sometimes higher ed leaders to construct a version of the world where humanities is something you can do if you can afford to do it. But the rest of us, we need to do health professions, we need to do tech, we need to major in marketing. This couldn't be more wrong. We need to reach out and bring everybody back.
ACLS is a federation of 75 scholarly organizations in the humanities and humanistic social sciences, created to represent these fields nationally and internationally.
ACLS opened America to the world intellectually. It also opened to the world in terms of international scholarly exchange and contact.
ACLS, by being an umbrella organization, plays the role of a connective tissue that guides this configuration of dozens and dozens of organizations towards a common goal.
Our convening power is one of the most important aspects of what we do. We operate by reaching out to our community and really trying to learn from them what our priorities should be.
We're called learned societies, but our members are teachers and learners. All of our members are deeply committed to moving knowledge forward.
Although we see what you could call a crisis, on the plus side, we see a lot of very exciting public humanities activity. I think ACLS has an important role to play here. They have already at the PhD level encouraged PhD students to think about postdoctoral fellowships in the public humanities.
The Mellon ACLS Public Fellows program for me was an opportunity to affirmatively seek out the career that I wanted. It's not a question to me anymore of whether public intellectual work is evolving. It's happening. It's a question of making it recognized, and that's what I spend a lot of my time thinking about how best to do.
ACLS is one of the only places where humanities scholars can go to get support. It also is willing to take chances on work that goes outside of traditional departments like art history, English, and support work that's completely interdisciplinary like the work I do.
I had a fellowship in 1978-79. It changed my life not only in giving me the time, but it also gave me some confidence. It was a feeling, okay, the things I'm interested in and want to work on, I can do those things, I can work on those things.
Fellowships are especially important in the humanities because the humanities are not founded on a market model. What that means is that it's possible for work that has immense value for society at large to get made, to be saved, to be remembered, even if it doesn't mean, for example, that it's going to sell 500,000 copies at the local bookstore that doesn't exist anymore.
There are all these different things that the ACLS does, but at the heart of it, I think, is this provision of support for people to go on doing this work. And in order to do that responsibly, you need an apparatus for assessing. And that process of so-called peer review, that process by which people are assessed, is something that the ACLS does as well as anybody anywhere.
I think I'm most proud of the fact that ACLS is now seen as a hub of activity. Our programs have flourished. People look to us for leadership.
ACLS is a stalwart and utterly compelling advocate for the value of the humanities and related social sciences.
ACLS is the only one that is dedicated to the field of the humanities and represents humanist scholars in a way that they recognize. Of the humanists, by the humanists, and for the humanists.
My hope for the future is that ACLS keeps going for another 1,000 years.
They're not slowing down, fostering the next generation of public intellectuals, fostering the next generation of humanities practitioners, whatever that ends up looking like. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming.
We cannot walk out of history and not be even observers. You have to involve generations of Americans to come to know themselves, but also to connect with the rest of humanity.
What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? The humanities are always going to be coming back to this stuff right here. If it's an abstraction that totally misses our experience of life, I think there's something insufficiently human about that.
As rough and challenging as the waters in which we're currently sailing can sometimes feel, it's been worse. And what has gotten us out of the choppiest of waters has been great humanistic knowledge.
The humanities matter. They've been in crisis almost from the very beginning of their identity. It seems that one can't get rid of them. They have prevailed, and they will continue to do so.